It was a frigid winter morning in New York City. The date was February 15, 2009. Just minutes after takeoff, a U.S. Airways flight encountered a flock of birds. This was no ordinary bird strike. The plane, an Airbus A320, lost both engines over one of the most densely populated areas on Earth. What followed was a remarkable story of skill, courage, and a bit of luck. This event would become known as the Miracle on the Hudson. Captain Chesley "Sully" Sullenberger, a veteran pilot with decades of experience, was at the helm. Facing a nightmare scenario, he made a split-second decision. With no engine power and time working against him, he decided to attempt a risky maneuver. Sullenberger would ditch the plane in the icy waters of the Hudson River. The world watched in horror as the crippled aircraft descended rapidly. The passengers and crew braced themselves for impact. Miraculously, Sullenberger managed to execute the water landing with incredible precision. The plane came to a rest on the surface of the river, relatively intact. U.S. Airways Flight 1549, an Airbus A320, was scheduled to fly from New York's LaGuardia Airport to Charlotte, North Carolina. On board were 150 passengers and 5 crew members. The other aircraft involved was a much smaller turboprop plane, a Piper PA-32 R300 Cherokee Lance. The Piper was on a sightseeing tour and carrying a pilot and 2 passengers. Flight 1549 took off from LaGuardia's runway 4 at 3:24 p.m. EST. The Piper had departed from Teterboro Airport in New Jersey earlier that afternoon. Their paths would tragically intersect over the Hudson River near the George Washington Bridge. The Airbus A320, climbing after takeoff, encountered a flock of Canada geese. The birds were ingested into both engines, causing an almost instantaneous loss of thrust. The Piper, flying at a lower altitude, was not equipped with the same bird avoidance systems as commercial airliners. The collision occurred with little warning, leaving both pilots with a matter of seconds to react. While the Piper sustained damage that would later prove catastrophic, the Airbus faced a far more dire predicament, a complete loss of power in both engines. To understand the events of that day, it's important to understand the rules governing flights over the Hudson River. Visual Flight Rules, or VFR, allow pilots to operate aircraft with visual reference to the ground and other aircraft. This is in contrast to Instrument Flight Rules, IFR, which rely on instruments and air traffic control guidance. The Hudson River VFR Corridor is a designated airspace over the river. It allows pilots to fly at lower altitudes while enjoying scenic views of the Manhattan skyline. However, this corridor is also shared with a mix of general aviation aircraft, helicopters, and commercial airliners. This mix of traffic, combined with the reliance on visual separation, creates a potentially hazardous environment, especially in congested airspace. On that fateful day, both Flight 1549 and the Piper were operating under VFR. The pilots were responsible for seeing and being seen to maintain safe separation from other aircraft. The presence of birds, a common hazard in aviation, further complicated the situation. The bird strike on Flight 1549 and the subsequent collision highlighted the inherent risks associated with VFR operations in high-traffic areas. Section 4. Bravery on the Water Rescue and Recovery in the Aftermath. The successful water landing was only the beginning of the ordeal. The passengers and crew now faced the frigid waters of the Hudson River in the middle of winter. The quick thinking and actions of the crew, along with the bravery of first responders, would prove crucial in ensuring everyone got out alive. As the plane came to a stop, passengers and crew evacuated onto the wings and inflatable rafts. Ferries and other vessels in the vicinity rushed to the scene, becoming a lifeline for those stranded in the icy water. The New York City Fire Department, along with the Coast Guard, launched a massive rescue operation. Within minutes, rescuers began pulling survivors from the wings and life rafts. The passengers and crew, many suffering from hypothermia, were transported to nearby hospitals. The remarkable aspect of the rescue was the speed and efficiency with which it was executed. This was a testament to the preparedness and coordination of the various agencies involved. Section 5. Unraveling the Tragedy, the NTSB Investigation and Findings. In the aftermath of the incident, the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, launched a full-scale investigation. The investigation aimed to determine the cause of the accident and identify any contributing factors. The NTSB's findings would have significant implications for aviation safety, leading to changes in regulations and procedures. The investigation involved a thorough examination of the wreckage, analysis of flight data and cockpit voice recordings, and interviews with the pilots, crew, and witnesses. The NTSB also studied radar data and air traffic control communications to reconstruct the sequence of events. The investigation concluded that the probable cause of the accident was the ingestion of large birds into both engines of Flight 1549. This resulted in a complete loss of thrust. The NTSB also identified several contributing factors, including the lack of adequate information about bird activity in the vicinity of the airport and limitations in existing wildlife hazard mitigation measures. Section 6. Lessons learned. Regulatory changes and enhanced safety measures. The miracle on the Hudson served as a wake-up call for the aviation industry. The NTSB's findings prompted a series of changes in regulations and procedures aimed at preventing similar incidents from occurring in the future. One of the most significant changes was the implementation of enhanced bird strike prevention measures at airports across the country. This included the use of bird detection systems, habitat modification, and other methods to reduce the risk of bird strikes. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, also revised its guidelines for pilot training and aircraft certification to address the specific challenges posed by bird strikes. The incident also highlighted the importance of clear communication and coordination between pilots and air traffic controllers, especially during emergencies. The FAA implemented new procedures to improve communication protocols and enhance situational awareness in congested airspace. Section 7. A defining moment. Reactions and reflections on a near disaster. The miracle on the Hudson captivated the world. It became a testament to human resilience in the face of extraordinary circumstances. The incident sparked a wave of reactions from officials, aviation industry groups, and the general public. Captain Sullenberger became an instant hero, praised for his skill and composure under pressure. The crew of Flight 1549 also received widespread recognition for their bravery and professionalism in ensuring the safe evacuation of all passengers and crew. The incident served as a reminder of the critical role that pilots and crew members play in ensuring aviation safety. The miracle on the Hudson had a profound impact on aviation safety. It led to tangible improvements in regulations, technology, and training. The incident highlighted the importance of continuous improvement in aviation safety and the need for vigilance in addressing potential risks.